audibly speaking. All right, Leo. All right, morning everybody. Appreciate you being here, especially with a little change this week. We kind of adjusting our practice schedule just a little bit with the extra day, but coming off the game Friday night, obviously disappointing outcome. As I mentioned there, after the game, just unfortunate. You had some areas of growth and improvement that we saw in the game. Defensively, I thought you guys battled at a very high level. We're put in some challenging situations. We're able to really do a good job of holding Duke's offense at bay. I mean, I think it's under 200 yards total offense. I think we had 8 3-and-outs, which was something that was really big for us. We talked about the importance of getting the ball back, and obviously we want to see that in creating takeaways. But obviously if you're getting 3-and-out, I mean that's getting the ball back as quick as you possibly can. So something to really build upon. Was proud of our guys for how they played, and definitely limited the big play, and really the two explosives they had were some things that were self-inflicted that we were opportunities for us to go and get better. I thought special teams was outstanding. We had the first kickoff return for a touchdown this season for Sam Singleton was great to see him. As a redshirt freshman go and have that play. I mean, it was big. For all the guys that were on that group. We were able to execute. A fake punt there to extend a drive. Had to block. The block punt. So you saw a bunch of different phases. We did have, unfortunately, we had our first mishap in execution there on a field goal, but I thought the response was great by Ryan. Was definitely he shows his maturity, shows just the player that he is and what he's been able to do. Definitely very proud of him, and I thought Alex, helped flip the field position and did a really good job, in regards to that as well. And so, offensively, it really, it came down to the turnovers, and I thought there were some good things that we were able to do. They're running a football. It was something that we put a lot of time and work there in the bye week, and to see some of that come into play. There were some good seams, some good runs by backs. Obviously created a couple of explosive plays. So we got to continue to work and build upon that. Had some opportunities there in the passing game. Obviously with both quarterbacks playing, I thought. Both guys, really did some good things. I was proud of Luke when he came in. I thought he located the ball, well. There's still some things that, obviously just, his first college action of being able to go in and see, see the speed, see the, the spacing, and I thought he handled himself, very well. A lot of areas where he's going to continue to be able to work and improve upon that. Brock, obviously, the early turnovers were something that nobody wants, nobody was ever expecting to have, and I mean for that to happen on 3 consecutive plays, and was really tough, and but I thought he showed an incredible amount of maturity. I did expect there would be a time that he would be able to come back into the game, and I thought he handled that really well, and was able to kind of maintain his poise, and go out there and do some good things there whenever he returned. And so it's for those guys, I mean, it's they're still both so young in their careers. That every rep, every opportunity, you got a chance for great growth, and we expect that here as this week progresses, and as we continue to move forward, we got to eliminate. We have to eliminate the missed opportunities with the drop balls. I thought some of the the penalties and perimeter blocking have got to be better. We just have to continue to improve on that, because those are things that are absolutely hurting us and leaving points, leaving explosives out there on the field, and we got to capitalize on all those opportunities. I thought, going into the game, we knew Duke was going to, they were leading the country in TFLs. We know it was an aggressive attack style defense. I know that we gave up too many sacks in the game. Some of those were protection issues. Some of those were obviously things where we can be better in getting the ball out or creating separation and getting open in space for the ball to be able to come out on time. There, so it's really kind of a big picture approach and just having to improve in that area. But for this team, after the game. Obviously it's a disappointed locker room, but it's a locker room that cares about each other. And I definitely I'm grateful for these guys and just the mindset that they've chosen to bring, and even in a difficult season that we found ourselves in, and we've earned where we're at, and that's something that we can all hope and wish and want something different, but we are where we are right now, and we still get to make the choice of what we're going to do here moving forward. And I've seen a team that's chosen to fight. I've seen a team that's chosen to continue to invest and work, and I'm grateful for that. We came out yesterday and had practice. I thought it was a good work day. Obviously, this is a huge week for our football program. I mean, this game is a game that we have an emphasis on. 365 days a year. Because we're fortunate to be at a place that you get we get two rivalry games every single year, and that mean a ton to our football program, our fan base, university, and for those 2 weeks, I mean, it's a year-long process to put yourself in the best position for when this week shows up that you can go play your best. And that's something that is an absolute necessity for us this year. As we get ready to kick it off and go on the road, I mean, this is a team that's playing at a very high level. They've undefeated this season, top 10 ranking, but I'm excited for what we have in front of us, and it's going to be a great challenge, but a great opportunity. And I know our guys are excited for the chance to go down there and compete, and I'm looking forward to a great week of preparation.
All right, first question will be Ira, second row to your right.
Luke having a few series on film in a real game action, what can that do from him? Like, when you guys watch the film, how did he respond to it, and does it change anything what you saw that day based on, in terms of how you're going to approach things going forward?
No, I mean, those guys are both going to continue to work, continue to prepare. That's what I think showed for him is that when he went out there, he was ready for the moment. I mean, there was still things that that he immediately knew, even on the sideline before you even have to watch it, of areas where maybe it's his eyes or a drop or just little things where he can be a little bit better. But I mean, he also, he had some really nice plays. And I mean, I thought he showed his toughness. The home run post ball, I mean, couldn't have placed it any better. He had the ball on the sideline, there in a 2-minute drive. And that's what I was glad that he got even one of those situations to have to go out there and compete and execute. I mean, he stepped into pressure, on one of those throws. I mean, took about as hard of a hit as you're going to take. And, you just see his presence. You see, just very, very poised. Absolutely did not think the moment was too big for him. But there are things that he's going to grow exponentially from just by each rep that he gets. And he's got to continue to earn those opportunities. He's got to continue to do what he's been doing. But I'm very proud of him. For how he's been working to put himself in a position to go out there and to be able to execute, and still knowing that there's things that we're going to be able to improve upon, now with that live game action.
All right, next question will be Brendan, front row to your left.
Following up on that, will Luke have an opportunity to play this upcoming week, or do you can rotate quarterbacks?
We'll evaluate all things as it goes into this week on that. Obviously, like I said, I was pleased with Brock and how he was able to respond in coming back in the game, and obviously for Luke what he was able to do. So those guys are going to continue to work. We're gonna continue to push forward, and every single one of us working to go be better.
All right, we're gonna stay on the left side and go back to Jordan.
Coach, you mentioned the miscues earlier. How disappointing was that off of a bye week? And a lot of those came from the veteran players that were here last year. What do you kind of tell those guys that have been here before but are still making the same mistakes?
Well, I mean, it's. We've got to take advantage of opportunities, and I mean, as we have, as guys get out there, and we need plays to be made, and we need guys to step up in that moment. You gotta rely on all the things that you've done, because it's not just, I mean, just coming off a bye week, the work this year, I mean, it's a career. I mean, you've got years of investment to put yourself in this position to be able to go out there and execute in a moment. I mean, you look at a guy, Ja'Kai Douglas is something I'm really pleased with. And I mean, I think he's done, an exceptional job of being able to maximize, his opportunities. He's somebody we're continuing to try to, showcase a variety of things that he can do. And, but I'm really pleased with some of the steps that he's taken. And it's been, been a career worth of work to be playing at a very high level here at this stage in his journey. And whether you're a freshman, whether you're a senior, I mean, we all have our path. And when you get the work, you focus on those fundamentals, you focus on the details, you focus on the things that are a necessity to be able to go execute in a moment that needs to show up. And you're continuing to see younger guys that are working to gain more opportunities, and they're having to take advantage of it there in practice, which are opening doors for what they're going to have there in the game. So really for all of us, it's a you got to show up and you got to be productive in the moment, and it's something that for myself, coaches, everybody involved. I mean, we go through a plan, we go through our preparation, but I mean, it's gotta, we gotta see that response. And I'm definitely expecting to see a positive step, but yes, there is an absolute sense of urgency for those continued steps, and guys that have absolutely done it and done it at a high level. Some of it's mental, some of it I do think is we're allowing maybe some of the external, or sometimes even some of the internal, just to be able to affect performance. And we just got to be able to relax and go out there and do what you've trained to do and be able to go perform like you have before.
All right, next week, Chris, front row to the left.
Thank you, Joe. Fourth quarter, we saw Cam Davis get hit pretty hard low on the fumble, and also Darius Washington got banged up. Wondering if there was any update on those two.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll evaluate how they progress throughout the week. I mean, I know both those guys were, we're back and getting evaluated with all things, here this weekend. So we'll see where they are as the week progresses.
All right, next will be Liam, second row on your right.
Coach, you talked about it a little bit earlier, but some success with the run game. Do you feel like the offensive line is kind of finding ways to open those holes for these guys? I know I think it was the sixth offensive line change for you guys. Do you feel like they kind of stepped up and provided some gaps for these running backs to hit?
Yeah, I mean, I thought they did some good things. So I thought we were able to create a little bit of space. I thought the backs, because it is a coordinated approach. It's not just one position. I mean, it does take. I thought the tight ends, did some good things throughout. I thought, the line, be able to create some space, and then I thought the backs, were really good in some of the tracks that they were able to run and put the position they were able to put themselves in. Had some good explosive runs. So. It really takes all levels. I thought, the quarterbacks, when they had the opportunity to be able to pull the ball and be a threat, they showed to be able to do that. And so, and I think that's one of the things we got to be able to continue on as we're moving forward.
All right, we'll stay there for Ira.
For whatever reason, it seems like Cam Davis, a lot of times this season when he's been back there, he's facing defenders in the backfield. He hasn't always got even a clean opportunity. But in that game, it seemed like when he had some chances, he made some really nice runs. How much better has he gotten since the beginning of the season to where he is now?
Yeah, I mean, I think Cam is one of those guys that being here in the spring, was able to gain a comfort within the offensive things we're being asked to do, and then it's just with kind of like we talked with the quarterbacks, it's just with each rep that he's gotten, you've seen the growth, you've seen the improvement, you've seen having to be able to react and to a lot of different situations, whether it was somebody being on him quick, obviously there were some, and there's still even throughout the early part of the year. I mean, he's had a chance to learn through some mistakes, and then he's been able to see in this last game some of the the benefits of that work, and I really think that he's got a great future in front of him, and it was nice to see him get out in the open field a little bit, make a guy miss, and then he's. The thing that I think stands out about Cam is when you watch him play. I mean, he's going to finish moving forward, and it's a great trait to have there, as a back, and excited to see him continue to get better.
All right, next will be Aslan in the back right.
Miami quarterback Cam Moore's played a lot of football. There's a lot of film of him out there. What have you guys seen from him in the past? What have you seen from him this season in terms of growth and what he's done for that program?
No, I mean, he's playing at an elite level. I mean, as good as any quarterback in the country. And, you see that, the confidence, the poise, he's able to extend plays. He's done a good job of being able to find, receivers, on rhythm and on time. And then also, if things break down, I think those guys have done a great job of continuing to play, throughout it. And, he's been able to locate them. And so, he's played as good as any quarterback that's out there. And so, we know we got a great challenge in front of us this week. And, he's, like I said, he's played a lot of football, and he's seen a lot of different things. And I think you see the confidence in what he's doing and how he's playing.
We'll come back up to Liam on the second row.
You kind of touched on it in the opening statement, but with this week being Miami week, and like you said, with the rivalry that comes with that, with the way the season has gone, how much more important is it this week to try and get that good result, and can that build some confidence for these guys, especially maybe some of the kids coming from South Florida to play here?
Yeah, I mean, it's, every week brings such value to what we're trying to do and what we're trying to accomplish. And we are disappointed with where we're sitting right now. I mean, it's, like I said, I mean, it's everything that's gone into it. It has a huge effect on our program, on the guys, just each experience. But when you come into this week, I mean, it's different. And I'm not one of these coaches to say, well, every game's the same. No, I mean, I love these games, and I love the fact that we get to be a part of it, because no matter what, I mean, people will remember this game, and these players, the opportunity they have to compete in it, to be a part of it. It's we got a lot of players from South Florida, but I don't care where you're from. I mean, this game is the tradition, the rivalry. I mean, you go back, throughout all the years, and no matter where you're from, I mean, the country's gonna still be watching what happens in this game. And I definitely am excited for our guys, for the guys that are new to the program, and maybe this is their first opportunity for them to go and have this experience. And I'm excited to see our guys pour everything they have to go to showcase the best of who we are and what we're all about.
Stay there for Ira.
You mentioned the drop passes, and it hasn't always been the same guys, been different guys. How many different things have you guys tried to do? Are there different approaches, or what can you guys do to help them through what they've gone through?
Yeah, I mean, it's there's been a lot of I say extra work, different elements that we're trying to tie into our drill work. Maybe trying to take the different things that have showed up that we feel maybe have resulted in that. Whether it's taking your eyes off the ball, and you're trying to make the next move, or making sure that we're snapping our eyes, keeping our hands together, catching the ball out in front, above your eyes, all the different things that they've showed up at some point throughout the course of this year. And so we're trying to implement that within the drill work, but then it's taking that in the moment and being able to execute that. There's all different. We're working mind, body, and soul to make sure that we're finishing plays, and so we're trying to hit on all different aspects of it. And this is the week we're going to see that positive step, in being able to finish the plays.
We got time for a couple more. We'll come to Jordan on the left.
Coach, offensively, 2 for 14 on third down, but for Duke, it says they were 3 for 17. What were you guys able to do defensively to keep them, or get them off the field? What do you guys need to do on offense to start extending drives? Yeah,
I think offensively, I mean, you still look at too many long yardage situations. We found ourselves in, and I think we've. For whatever the reason, whether it's a TFL, whether it's a negative play, a couple of penalties that showed up throughout the drives. I mean, we've got to be more consistent in being able to stay ahead of the chains and not put ourselves in those long yardage situations where teams can kind of tee off on us. But then even in some of the short yardage situations where we weren't able to capitalize, I mean, we got to make sure that we're doing a good job of, whether it's in the run game, keeping space, making sure that we're prepared and ready for all different elements, whether it's run game, twists, blitzes, things like that. I mean, we got to make sure that we execute there in the moment, and then because I mean that's a huge component of what is kind of hindered us there offensively is just our third downs have not been good enough. And I mean, we've been probably one of the worst in the country at that, and we've got to we got to take the positive steps to be able to execute in those situations. And so defensively, I thought it was a big step. This past week, I thought our guys, played at a very high level. You look at the plan that Duke had, and being able to get the ball. They were, whether it's protection or getting the ball out. I mean, they weren't going to sit back and hold the ball very long, and so it really allowed. I thought our defensive backs played at a very high level. I mean, it was everything was contested. We had I want to say it was 9 pass breakups, and we got our hands on the ball, to the ball, and even though we didn't create any quarterback sacks, I thought that the pressure that we were able to put on the quarterback was something that was definitely a positive in those situations, and I just thought our guys executed at a very high level.
Anything else for Coach? All right, thank you.
All right, thank you guys.